Hello, everyone, and welcome to Tabor Talk. I haven't been doing as many videos. I'll get back into the swing of things. Excuse me. Even though the weather's obviously gonna change. It has already changed a bit. Although we've had some Indian summer days. It's September 27th. Fall. I love the fall. Perhaps one of my favorite times of the year, fall, and one of my favorite holidays, Halloween, right? So we got a month till that. I don't know why, when asked my favorite holiday, Christmas, and like Halloween's number two. I don't know why. Christmas, Halloween, Thanksgiving. I love all the holidays, but for some reason I have some really fond memories growing up in New Jersey, Halloweening, the whole thing. So anyway, I guess I'm in the spirit of things. The books that I'm reading now, I just finished this last night. Stephen King's Carrie. By the way, I was never really a huge Stephen King fan growing up. Not that I wasn't a fan, I just never read him. I was a guy who was never. I was really into literature, and by the way, Stephen is. I'll get into that in a second. But I was like, in anything, especially commercial or mainstream, I would just stay away from it. But I remember back in my 20s, a guy. I went to school. Actually, went to another college, but he majored in English, and I saw him. He was reading, by the way, The Stand. Stephen King is a big one, over 1,000 pages, and he said, "Mike, no, Stephen King is literary." Excuse me, like pick this up. Stephen King is awesome, and I just recently started reading him, and I'm telling you, he's as good as anybody. Deserving of a Nobel Prize, even that'll never happen. But man, I tell you. So anyway, I have it correctly here. So Stephen King, Carrie, great. The book is always better than the movie, as they say. Even though I liked Brian De Palma's movie, I've seen it at least 20 times. Absolute classic. Sissy Spacek, John Travolta was in it. One of my girls I had an absolute crush on as a kid, the mean one, Chris Harrington, played by, what's her name? Nancy Allen. No, Nancy Allen was the nicer girl. I can't think of her name. It was actually Brian De Palma's wife, the blonde, pretty girl. It'll come to me. I had to look it up. Okay, it's Nancy Allen. She's older now, but when, back then, 1976, she was something else. And she was perfect for the role as the mean, popular, pretty girl. Amy Irving was the nicer one who played Sue Schnell. So not to get into it, man, if you haven't not seen the movie, oh my God, you have to. And then even better is reading the book. I'm going to be doing more on this, on the genre of horror. I love horror, film and books too. If not, this is what is it? 1,056 pages more, 1,100 pages. This is the complete uncut edition. The Stand. This is a good one to read now. With COVID, right? So. I haven't started that one yet. That'll take probably 6 months to a year. And then, of course, here we go, The Shining. And again, the same thing. You got to read the book. The book is totally different. The movie is one of my favorites, the classic, right? The 1980 that came out. Stanley Kubrick is one of my favorite directors. No question about it. Jack Nicholson, we all know. Here's Johnny, the whole red rum, and what's the woman, his wife? I can't think of her name. Sorry, I should have this ready. But anyway. The book is totally different. They did a remake on the book. It was a made-for-TV, and it pretty much sucked. It really did. Even though it was more true to the book, it was just pretty fucking lame. A TV movie, whatever. So there we go. The Shining. See the movie. Definitely read the book. I'm almost done here. I'm like more than halfway done. Overlook Hotel, etc. Danny and all that. By the way, Danny was amazing in the movie. I don't know the kid's name, but today. It's interesting. He was so good and so perfect for that role, and he stepped away from show business. Never did anything. I think he's a professor in Colorado or something, Boulder, Colorado, something like that. But everyone on the set really had a lot of mental, emotional problems, So anyway, and I'm reading this, of course. If you have not read The Exorcist, I'm like halfway through. I never read the book. Saw the movie, scared the shit out of me. Even today, I consider it the scariest movie ever. So there you go. There's my little reading going on. So Joe Rogan, since he came back from COVID, has been averaging 3 podcasts a week. Tuesday through Thursday. I liked it better when he was adding. He used to do 3 to 5. He's always done 3 to 5, and it would be nice on a Saturday throwing up a Joe Rogan podcast. So I've been on Reddit a lot, and people are really down on Joe Rogan. They say he has changed tremendously. He is moving more towards the right, right? Like he's always saying, hey, I'm a progressive liberal Democrat, always have been, but he is sounding more and more like a right winger, not whole, but and by the way, so anyway, I got to cut this short. I'm going to be doing more on Joe Rogan, his podcast, and of course the horror genre, film and literature and fiction, etc. But I'll just leave you with this. Back when I was growing up, I've always been a liberal, progressive Democrat, but I used to like to listen to the right-wing guys, right? I loved William F. Buckley, George Will, as far as writing, and then the talk show hosts. Younger people don't know this, but Bob Grant here in New York, WABC. I think he went to WOR later. He's since passed. I think it's been about 10 years. But and Morton Downey Jr., who had a TV show here in New Jersey, Sea Caucus, his loudmouth show, right? So I'll leave you with this, something from Bob Grant and Morton Downey Jr., who used to hate liberals and was funny as hell listening to their show. Get off my phone, you... Here we go. Let me start again. Get off my phone, you pusillanimous, low-life, liberal, lunatic, no-good skunk. There you go. Tabor Talk. Good friends, good books, and sleepy conscience. Peace, love, and understanding here at Tabor Talk.